What's up? What's up? Special Big Brain MMA episode, regional Bonanza bets. Let's make some money, shall we?
Shout out Big Steve.
Shout out Big Steve indeed. How is everyone? No UFC this week, doesn't matter. We will attempt to break down as many regional fights this week as we can. If you're a first-time listener, I'm Big Steve. I'm a full-time bettor on MMA specifically. Up 17,000 for the year. Going to be my worst year ever, but it is what it is. We'll do this for fun. And yeah, I'm bringing on a sharp guest. Well, one of us is sharp, but the other one is at least 6'4", so it makes it feel better for him. But yeah, when he comes in, we'll get straight to it, right? Gabriella 69. Let's effing go. Let's effing go indeed. Let's effing go right now. Like and subscribe. Again, if you're a first-time listener, I usually do a podcast every single week. And we'll start at the start, shall we? I'm going to try do the impossible and keep this under 1 hour. And I said the same thing to Dog. So if there's no bets, if we've got no breakdowns, we'll just move on. There's more than 5 shows this week. I obviously haven't taped everything. Obviously, Dog hasn't taped anything, but that's why I thought I'll bring on a guest and we can fill in the blanks, give as many leans, give as many bets as we can. And this ends up being a really, really helpful, really productive podcast. So, Cage Warriors, I mean, I have a bet on the first card, so there it is. But other than that, I haven't taped any of the fights. I taped 2 fights. I haven't done any of these regionals. I mean, these are all just unknown guys that I have to put a lot of time in and, just to figure them out, find out who they are for the first time. So I did tape Angus versus Michael Tchamou. I know these guys quite well. They've been around, especially Tchamou, Cage Warriors, for a while now. I've been betting on him when I was a worse bettor, and I'm betting against him on him right now. So essentially, Hewitt was plus money. I looked into it. I left, taped every single fight. It's a fun tape for both of them. I left thinking, how the hell is this? How the hell is Tchamou minus 200? Right? He's round 1 or bust. He's never won a fight outside round 1. Speaking of bold people, how are you, sir?
Hello.
I was just breaking down your doppelganger, Angus
Hewitt.
That's it. So I did a little overview. Said we'll go quick. We've taped as much as we could out of these 6 cards, and then we'll try to give as many bets and leans. And then I just said, haven't really done any of the. We'll go one by one. I haven't really done any of the prelims of this shit show. I mean, look at the card. But we both bet Hewitt, so I'm just breaking down that fight right now.
Talking about a shit show.
Yeah. But hey, we both have a bet, so let's get into it. So as I was saying, I have no idea how Tchamou is a favorite, right? I've been betting this guy. I've been fading him. I know his game well. He kind of gives off the feel that he's Ngannou, and then just falls apart. So he's dropped a few people. Dropped Will Curry. Dropped Naglis. Took down Naglis, I should say. And he beat Joe Ambler, and I think a lot of the boys in the Discord played him as an underdog. You got to play Tchamou as an underdog, and you got to play him against a soy boy that he can run through in round 1. If you can't run through him in round 1, even if it's this Carlos Gracia guy, who's just not the best fighter, he will get out-grappled. Doesn't matter who it is. Hewitt at least has the hardware. He gets dropped a lot, but he's got no quit. Like, he gets up and he's got weird body language, but he just keeps going for takedowns and he embraces the grind. And yeah, I mean, only one of these guys has won. It's gone 3 rounds. In his last fight, Hewitt got buggy choked. It was about to be 30-27, but whatever, man. Like, is he going to get buggy choked by Tchamou? Maybe. You never know. It's Cage Warriors. Got knocked out by Paddy McCrory. He was on Ultimate Fighter. That guy's way better. He was about to break Francesco Maggio on Contender Series this week. So, yeah, to me, I honestly felt like Hewitt maybe even had a shot for a favorite. So I went 1.5 units. It's pretty big for me. I just thought the line would close in. I got $1.70, $1.60, $2.70, $2.60, $2.45 on Bet Online. That's the one I tipped out because obviously I wanted people to jump on it. And I was pick 'em and even favorite on my Australian bookie. So I will, we will go. Our plan was to hedge with the under 1.5 because I don't think either of us see Tchamou winning outside of under 1.5. But the joke's on us. It appears that Dave is only going to give us totals for the main card, so we might have to hedge other ways. So what do you say? What's your breakdown? I mean, I know you got the same bet.
That's hedging. We're not hedging for if we can't get a total. Obviously, I'm not going to hedge. But you could reduce your bet, please, to like 1 unit so it can become a lock now, please.
I mean, I have to. I have to just because it's going to hurt so much when my bet loses in 30 seconds. You know.
Yeah.
There's a ton of value, but I also hate losing bets in 30 seconds. So.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't mind because I know what the downside is. You know what I mean? Like, but the upside is obvious, and he's the underdog. So I kind of lean to him being the favorite because I tend to cap fights extended, and nobody's finished him in round 1 yet in his entire career. So if Tchamou's the guy to do it, so be it. So
Well, Paddy McCory.
I thought it was round 2.
Nah, less than 2 minutes. But that was a flying knee. He hurt him, and then he landed a flying knee. I mean,
that's what it was. Yeah, it was like some. I mean, I know that like Tchamou could probably hit some low probability bullshit in round 1. Obviously, that's like all he's worth is like big action stuff. But Hewitt's better than him at MMA. Period. And especially over 15 minutes. So I'm not 100%. Sure how he's the underdog.
Yeah, 100%. It's been a while since I felt like I could go 1.5 units, and I was confident that I was going to get CLV too. You know when you just know the public's going to see the same thing?
Yeah, you're going to watch like an hour's worth of tape, and like when the limits are high enough, people will be like, well, why is this guy the underdog, you know?
Yeah.
It seems like all the early steam was just wiki capping.
Well, I think it was just, every fight you watch, this guy's getting dropped, so they're like, oh, no brainer, he's going to get run through in round 1, but yeah. I actually thought I'd be passing as well. Like, you know me, I don't like to take unnecessary risks, but I'm like, yeah, I could actually see this guy as being capped as the favorite here. So I had to lock it in. Last time I felt like this on regionals was Esq, the guy that ran through Buchina in Octagon. So I was like, what? I hate myself for not having 2 units. I had $2.20. I had plus money. And I was like, what is with this line? And I'm like, what am I missing? Maybe because it's a lightweight. Maybe because it's a 5-rounder. And I just locked in 1 unit. And it just got steamed by the end of the week, and it turns out that I didn't really miss anything. It's just
I remember that I didn't even get to touch it at a decent price. By the time it was like decent limits anywhere for me to get down, it was already like 150, 160. But
I mean, even where it settled minus 200,
it was fine.
Yeah, knocked him out in round 1. Anyway, let's move on. 6 round. Hewitt seems to be the public dog of the week. I mean, when there's this much,
who cares? Who cares? Like, who cares if it's a public dog or not? Like, I'm sorry, but I hate this mush BS, this public, this, that, or the other. I made a bet. You can choose to fade it if you want. Good luck.
Yeah. I would say I would advise you to fade it if dog has locked it in, but I'm on the same side, so I don't fade this one. I did feel like SKG was mushed. Like every single person was on it. And then some of the cappers, I won't name any names, got on big at the worst ever line. And I'm like, oh, this is just mushing me hard right now. And no, we're all right. The public is right sometimes. You just have to ignore that noise. As I'm doing like a little PDF that I mentioned for how I tape fights. I'll put it out with my next video. And I've come across a lot of gems, And one of them is the more research you do or the more noise you listen to, the less you know. So stop listening to bullshit. All right, let's move on. So this card, as I said, that's the one fight I taped. I just caught Thiago Habib versus Anthony Orozco, short notice. Huge Brazilian guy that seems to be a jiu-jitsu dude. Gets everyone's back. In one of the first fights, he lost the back, and then he quit. He got kneed in the head, and he just quit. It was the funniest. He just flopped like he was dead. I guess the under 1.5 could be the side here, but I got burnt on Orozco under 1.5s before because he doesn't really have any set game plan. He just kind of breaks dudes via attritional, levels. I think it's plus money though, so that's something I might play. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Other than that, I looked into your play. So Adam Shelly versus Marian Vetrila. Do you want to break that one down?
Yeah, I mean, I played Marian at a much bigger line, to be honest. So I'm not as bullish on the current price personally. Like I got lucky and got 250, but I think Shelly can probably be capped around like a I mean, I don't want to say 60%, but maybe 60% and some change, largely because Marin's younger. He's more athletic. Seems to be making improvements. He's in my opinion the much better striker. Shelly's the favorite because of the experience, and he has obviously some decent wins. And skill for skill, I think it's a competitive fight. Shelly has like a weird game, and I know you've mentioned it, that he just kind of it's just weird to like figure out what he like, how he strikes, how he fights. He's just an odd guy to get a read on, but I do think Shelly is like a good fighter, obviously for Cage Warriors level, but Marion being only 24, getting a push from like the MMA Fight Academy, being in Vucenic's camp, there's just some bullish signs on his side for him to be a decent play at like a big underdog price. I think it's like minus 70 right now. So kind of trending towards where I think it's getting accurate. But like at the early prices, I think it was really good. Probably maybe a little bit of value, but the over 1.5 is like minus 80 right now to the over 1.5. I think that's what it is. I haven't checked it. They opened up the early lines with the little baby limits, and everybody's coming in and hitting it for the over, which I think it's a good play, but I actually think like an over 2.5 at Pick'em would be value too. Like I expect this to GTD at like a pretty high clip. Both these guys are really tough, and I think Shelly's like underrated, has some underrated durability. So I kind of expect to be like a back and forth striking grappling fight with, Marin, in my opinion, having the more upside because he's more athletic, and he actually is like, I actually think like he's really good in one area. Like he's a really good striker. Shelly isn't really impressive anywhere, in my opinion. He's just good all around. So I think Marin's aside as an underdog price. I think it's a dog or pass fight, and lean this to GTD and Marin to probably land the better shots on the feet and hopefully keep it standing in large portions to win a competitive decision.
Yep, I can't disagree with much there. I did take this one just because you played it. I didn't even notice what line you had, but I had plus 160, and I was like, this guy is not bad. But then I reminded, I did the last two fights, and then I'm like, wait a minute, he's very familiar to me. And then I saw
fight.
I played him there. And it was like, man, how many guillotines must you pull? It was that around that time that all the fighters that I was betting on last year, July, a couple of months before this time last year, all the fighters I was playing were pulling guillotines, and it was just driving me crazy. And I was like, well, what is wrong? What is in the air? And that guy is so bad, man. And I faded him with Shelly, and Shelly was an underdog, also in Cage Warriors, and obviously Shelly did much better. So yeah, I don't feel I get it. Like this guy, I played this Vetrila for a reason. Like he's got potential, and he's only 24 now. Back then he was 23, and I think that was on short notice too, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. He was.
Yeah, I think it was short notice. I can't remember.
They called him in last minute. I remember they called him in last minute to fill in.
Yeah, you could tell physically wise too. He looked like really flat in comparison to how the shape he's in now too. So.
And that first round, he was just throwing Ndai around. Like Ndai tried to go for a takedown, and he just chucked him into the cage, reversed him, was ground and pounding him. He was just mogging him. And Shelly, Shelly's kind of, he did the smarter thing, He stuffed all the takedowns, he got up and he outstruck him. And yeah, this kid was just a little bit too green, too silly. But it seems like a lot more, higher upside. All the physicality and then talent. But Shelly, I was going to fade him with Davies in the last one, and I played the under 1.5 in like a stupid parlay, and I was nervous. I was like, this Davies is the truth. He's got a bit of aura about him, but I was like, Shelly's a good fighter. He's definitely the better Shelly out of the brothers, no doubt in my mind. And yeah, I thought that was competitive. And Davies used his grappling to win that fight. But this kid doesn't have the grappling. He loves the guillotine, and that's about it. He's physical. So I think I might have to pass on this line just for now. I wanted to kind of do what you did and see what Shelly's durability is like. Doesn't really fight any good strikers whatsoever. He fought James Power and kind of made it almost to round 3, and it was an attritional KO as well. But James Power, I'm not. He came in with some hype, but I'm not really high on this guy anymore. Like all his wins are like decisions.
Powers doesn't. Oh God, this is gonna sound so cringe. Powers doesn't actually really have that much power. Like.
I know he doesn't.
He landed like 5 straight left hands clean on Shelly, and he just like stood there. It took him like 6 left hands down the pipe to like actually hurt him. So
yeah, he's just like he's loving like cage pushing recently. But yeah, I'll see. Maybe I'll circle back around. Obviously, I've got a few hours until tomorrow. This is like while I'm sleeping, but Doggo pass. And as for the over, I can't do the over because I feel like if Vetrila is for real, I think he might run through him under 1.5. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
yeah, you're right. I feel like Shelly's correlated more to the over. So if you favor Shelly, you just bet the over.
Yeah, and I feel like this is the one time that he's gonna get the guillotine. It's gonna be his coming out party. just when I play the over, it will be like this. I've been doing this long enough. This shit happens to me all the time. Like the guillotine will come back and hold me, but this time he'll be on the other side.
I swear, did you think whatever his name is, Hadaye and Daye was out from that guillotine? I thought he went out.
Dude, those were some deep ones. Those were like Dustin Poirier level guillotines.
I thought the one in the first round, I thought he went out like clean.
It looked like it.
Like I thought if he let go, he would have just fell over like dead. Like I was shocked that and then oh my god, I couldn't imagine having a bet like him having him in a standing no arm guillotine and then pulling it and falling on his back.
You don't have to imagine. I can tell you how it felt.
That was hilarious.
Yes, I laughed. Not really, I cried. But anyway, do you have anything else to add to this card before we move on? I know Chase and Blair well. This kind of seems like a big step up for this Florine Patera kid.
The GOAT.
Yeah, we smashed him against Orlando Sanders.
They didn't believe. Remember we got reversed? Who the hell was playing that? That was amazing.
I don't know. Dude, how jammy is that Hassan Zada submission win now after watching him on Contender Series?
I know. You know what? That how much of a meme is that in hindsight?
Oh, it's pretty meme. But all right, let's move on. We almost did 20 minutes on this card. We've got like one bet. All right,
PFL I got two, dude. What the hell?
Oh yeah, okay. Well, yeah. Well, we spent a lot of time on those two fights, so makes sense. So this fight, this is the card that I taped the most. I saw that it was the day before, and I thought I'll start here, run through this shit show because, whatever. It's kind of high level. It's obviously everyone that made it through round one of the tournament. So I'll go through it and I'll just give my opinion. So Adam Moschini versus Hassanine. I think there's a bit of value in Hassanine, but I just can't do it because I think Moschini is definitely should be the favorite. High level opposition. Basically could have beat Islam Reda in the last fight. So, but essentially they're both strikers that occasionally go for takedowns. From what I've seen from Hassanine, quitting on the feet against Al-Qahtani, that's a red flag for me. This other fight, Malik Basahel, apparently I saw that was on Bet Online, but it wasn't on Tapology, so I completely skipped it. Georges Aid should beat this Omar guy. He's only fighting him because the original opponent pulled out. Or maybe I'm wrong.
No, he popped the guy.
Oh, he got submitted. He got submitted, and then his opponent popped. That's right.
Yeah.
But I remember Omar is just a bum. Ellis, I'll get to the main card. I'll get to like a few of these, and then I'll get through the whole card, actually. How about that? And then I'll let you do the whole card. Elias, yeah, I bet the under 1.5. He's like a submission or bust kind of guy. Haz is pretty good, but this line is a bit wild. $1.30, like, come on, man. But I don't think either of these guys can get submitted, right? So, like, Haz kind of has to win a decision, which he probably can. Haz has never been submitted. What do we got next? Reda Balagui. So I take this one properly because our boy NTT, he played Reda, and I got to be honest, I do lean Islam Reda. This Balagui guy is just extremely low volume. Extremely low volume. Fought nobody good. This Mido Mohammed guy should have knocked him out in under 1.5. It took him like 10 seconds till the end of the fight to knock him out. So I'm always going to go with the guy that, he's going to practically wrestle for 3 rounds. I know kind of Reda doesn't look good on tape, but he's got wins over mine and Pierce's boy, Wilson Varela, I should say. Lost the split decision to Al-Qahtani, so that's a competitive fight. So, and yeah, he beat Moschini, say what you will, but he got hurt there. He's never been knocked out, but he kind of got hurt by Varela. I assume he got hurt by Al-Qahtani. Why else would he lose a split? So, never been knocked out, but this guy seems like he cracks. This Marone guy. And Marone, he's just really low volume. And Mito, the guy that he knocked out, has no chin at all. So, it's one of those ones. It feels like a classical grappler versus striker. And I don't know if I have an actual edge, but it will be Reda or pass for me. What do you what do you think about these fights up to now?
I lean the other way.
Why is that?
I just think I just don't like Reda's athleticism and like just his upside. I think he can get knocked out at some point. This is the best striker he's fought in a long time. Like, and he's not soy. Like Moschini is hurting him, and he's super soy. Like, and
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, I get Vetrila. Is like improved. Vetrila is also like improved a ton from that tape, and Vetrila is also chinny too. Like we can't forget. So he was cracking Vetrila in that fight too, and I think this guy is a really really good kickboxer. It's just the obviously the grappling that's a big hole for him, but I mean it's not close on the feet, and this guy's way more athletic than Reda and younger. I give him a lot more upside in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just I can't get past that volume. I can't bet a guy that just like waits for 15 minutes, you know.
Yeah,
and I have this like sneaky suspicion that he's a white belt too. This Farah guy that he almost knocked out, he jumped in his guard. He was almost armbarred. Dude's 4-3, so Reda has a really good armbar. So I was just like, it feels like to me like a white belt versus a decent striker, but
yeah, he's good. And Reda's like as much as I kind of just like don't think he's very good. He's like really relentless. And that's like the type of guy that could make it miserable for Beligui. So I'm going to pass, even though I tend to lean the younger striker in this matchup. But yeah, it's a big pass.
Yeah. And I agree with everything you said. Like it's Reda just kind of feels a little bit one-dimensional to late pick him, you know? Like,
he just runs into punches and tries to grab a hold of you and take you down for 15 minutes.
And the wrestling's not that great either.
No.
Yeah. I don't see him looking like minus 200 unless he gets a round one sub or something. All right. Ali Taleb, I mean, this seems like a squash match. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's this Al Daja dude is actually not a bad striker, but he was knocked out by Moschini, so that's all needs to be said. Maybe the under 2.5 is minus 200. But the last time Taleb fought, it was minus 200 for the 2.5, and he went to decision versus this Abskar guy, a grappler. So, and he knocked him out the first time. So I'll have to decide on that. Not really running to the juice. Soli Tahiri, Mohsen Mohammadseifi. All right, like and subscribe for that pronunciation. I think we both like this fight, so I just taped it. I know you've been banging on about value, and I like Tahiri, man. I regret so bad not hitting Tahiri in his first fight against Amir. You can see in the Discord, I mentioned a couple of times, like, oh, why is this guy such a big dog? And obviously, passed and then hated myself.
I know somebody who played him there.
Oh, was it you? Was it? I mean, I know it's you just because, whenever one of your bets hits, you just want to play him again. So the fact that you brought up Tahiri 3 times today, I was like, yeah, he probably played him the first time.
I did.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of volatile, and he's extremely liable to get bombed by Mohsen because it's something about his chin is not 100% there. And all his losses are by finishes. Obviously, losing to Muhammad Yahya in the UFC currently, not bullish on that at all, but he's got power, he's got a good guillotine. He usually has bad issues with takedown defense, which is why I understand why he was an underdog to Ahmed Amir. But yeah, he did well. He's just a scrappy fighter. I think he's improving. He's definitely different to, I don't know if it's the same fighter that he fought Yahya. Maybe something seems different about him, like more scrappy.
He moved to Marseille fight team, and I think he was like, he got his doctorate degree. So I think he was like in school getting his doctorate degree, and a lot of his prior tape, they're all like catch weights on short notice, and he looks like out of shape in like half of his fights. And I think now it's like, he's on a PFL contract, they're marketing him a little bit. I think this is kind of like a do or die type of thing. He's like 32. He's taking it like really, really serious now type of fighter, late career resurgence. And I think he looks improved. Like,
oh, he does. He even looked improved, in the fights that he lost, he looked good. I was just like, I wish this guy was a little bit more disciplined with his defense. Yeah, so that's the risk here, but I guess, yeah, it's clear dog or pass. This Mohsen, he's like 35 years old. Should have played him against Togo. He was pick him. I'll give a shout out to the boy Pirate that's in here. He was hounding me on Twitter. He's like, oh, I got to play Mohsen, And I was like, I don't know, man. It just feels like a pick and fight if he doesn't knock him out in round one. And go figure, knock him out in round one. But yeah, I mean, he's live to get subbed. He got knocked out by Rongzhu as well. So I haven't gone deep to see his chin. I remember I really wanted to play him against David Foster and Brave, but I passed because there was all these question marks. So yeah, I guess Tahiri will pass for me, but I haven't. I might have to look into this one.
Yeah, I mean, now he's minus 300 against Thierry, which is like a massive overcorrection. So
Yeah. And that Togo guy is an absolute bum. You know,
he's super soy too. Tahiri would dunk on him.
Yeah, he kind of passes the eye test because he was in some good promotions, even though he's from Australia. But yeah, he's very chinny, very chinny.
Yeah.
Sorry, theory, but yeah, Dogger pass clear. All right, Mohammed Aliquara versus Amir Frazli. Frazli is actually the short notice guy. He lost to Diani, and then he got grappled, and now he's fighting Aliquara, who's basically the best grappler on this. Oh yeah, the line makes sense to me. I mixed this Aliquara guy and Al Haisa in the main event. Dude, I mix these guys all up all the time. Look at their faces, man. Did they not look like brothers?
No, the dude in the main event looks like the Lazy King. I think Pierce was saying this earlier. Somebody was saying it earlier.
Oh yeah, well he grew out his beard, but in the photo he doesn't have that. Beard.
Yeah.
And they're just both grapplers, and yeah, 4-0, 6-0 from the same country. I don't know. They just whenever I see their faces, I'm like, which one is which? I had to keep going back to topology. But yeah, I think Aliquara is the better guy. But let's move on. What are we going to say there?
Yeah, nothing.
I don't even know what the over is. Let's see the over 1.5. Maybe there's. I mean, this guy can KO anyone, right? This Fazli is a good striker. He killed. I'm pretty sure this is the guy that killed Sammy. Yeah, he did. He killed Sammy in 3 minutes. Sammy's like one of the better regional dudes, a grinder. And then he beat this Ferreira 12-3 dude. So he can knock out anyone. This guy, but yeah, he looked really bad against Diani, dropping down to welterweight. Maybe that's his issue. But yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't want to fade him against Al-Qari. Let's see what the line is. Where are we? Cage Warriors. Fuck, there's so many regionals this week, man. Al-Qari. Oh, over 2.5 is minus 200. No, thank you. Jesus Christ.
I'd rather play the under at that point.
I'd rather play that over 2.5 because it's better than Al-Qari's money line.
What's his money line? Like 800?
$1.12. I don't even know. Like something ridiculous. Something unplayable. Unparlayable even. Oh, he got a round 3 KO. So, yeah. He could probably get a late finish. All right.
Yeah,
Al-Silawi versus Omar El Dafrawi. Regret passing on Dafrawi the first time. Basically, I was first time I taped these guys, I just passed on everything, kind of trying to get a read, and then all my lanes hit. So I was like, oh, too late. Too late to take advantage of now. This guy's not as bad as his record. He's just all these losses are like we just spoke about Aliquara, who wrestled him for 3 rounds, Sammy, who wrestled him. I don't know anything about this Riyadh guy. Abbas Khan is not that great, but then lost to Sammy again. So obviously the grappling is his issue, but he's not bad at all, man. He's not bad. 29 years of age. Always fade freaking Al-Silawi, man. This guy's so washed. So washed. He's chinny. Even this last guy that he fought, Ryan Atamani, who's an absolute bum. Absolute bum. Atamani made him uncomfortable on the feet. So he had to go for takedowns. So, yeah, dog or pass. I know our boy Mike played him. It's Mike flying high in Georgia. Just loving it. With all his units and his max bets and everything. But yeah, I agree with him. It's a dog or pass. It's just he kind of closed in quite a bit, and I hated myself for not looking into it more. But now it's come back, so people are laying the Al-Silawi juice. What do you think?
I bet Dafrawi last fight. I was like one of the banging the drum on that spot. Turned out pretty good. But yeah, I kind of agree with sentiments. I
don't agree with this. I don't agree with this at all. But each to their own, I guess.
They don't look anything alike. But
maybe if you just put a burqa on both of them and just look at the eyes and the eyebrows, then you wouldn't be able to separate them.
Maybe if you just look at their eyebrows, but
correct.
Yeah, just eyebrows. But yeah, I mean Dafrawi is good, but I have obviously concerns with his takedown defense. I mean, it's awful. His get up game is not good, but I will say it looked improved in his last fight. So it's like I don't know if it's going to be too big of a step up for him, or he's improved to the point where like this should be like a pick'em fight, especially considering how bad this dude's chin, like Silawi's chin, can be at times. And I'll probably join at like 200 because at the end of the day, I think I just I mean there's no way this guy can cover this price with his chin. Like there's just no way.
No. It's
No.
it's not the same guy that
No.
was killing it on Brave. Like he beat the Lazy King.
Guy. Yeah, it's not the same guy.
And it's weird because when he went to PFL, you would think he would be on the better stack compared to Brave. Barely beat Gleison Tebow. I remember I bet on him there. I was sweating so much. Umalatov, that actually aged well. Getting knocked out by C. Solomon, this guy is just these fighters are half of these dudes. Let's say Renfro that much better than El Defraoui? Maybe, yes. Maybe I'm not a big advocate for him, but yeah, dog will pass.
Yeah, he's definitely better. Renfro is definitely better than him, but
yeah, you're probably right. Probably right. What's the over there? Maybe we got a good over. Another 2.5. Fucking hell.
What's an over 2.5?
Oh no, it's 1.5 at minus 200. But I can't trust Al-Silawi, especially if I play the dog. Then
yeah, you're kind of hoping it's early if it's the dog.
Exactly. Al-Qahtani versus Al-Haysat, the guy that I mixed up with Al-Kara. So this is an interesting one. I definitely think that Al-Haysat is the worst guy out of the Al-Kara, the one that I mix him up with. And I actually regret. It's the first one I taked, and I'm like, this guy's not bad, well put together. And he was fighting that absolute bum, whatever the hell his name is, Torco or whatever his name is. It looks like a Muslim Manel Tarek. And I was like, it's just juice, so I can't do it. Low-level Muslim MMA. And then he ended up covering, but he kind of slows down. A lot of these dudes, these PFL grapplers, they're just kind of like one-dimensional, and they slow down, and the control is not the best. No submission upside. So it's definitely dog a pass. Al-Qahtani is good, but he can be taken down. He's a bit over-aggressive. So I wouldn't be like parlay piecing him or anything like that, but he's lost by grapple left before, to a Lulu. Lulu, not bad, edge well. Just split as well. He lost to Raider, split. So I think this bloody... Remember Rao? Let me pull up.
Oh, yeah.
This guy took him down. This guy took him down after he got dropped. No, he was actually dropped by Rao too. I don't know why I chose this fight to tape. I only had time for like one or two. I'm like, even though I watched all of his fights live, let me watch the Rao fight.
You just looked at his Tapology photo and you're like, I got to see what happened.
I bet Al-Qahtani by KO over this guy, and it took him 3 rounds to do it. It was crazy. But yeah, this guy actually hurt Al-Qahtani. So I don't know if Al-Hassad has any striking, man. That's my only issue. It's just strike to close the distance. And he's at a bit of I think he's at a cardio disadvantage. I think he's at a explosive striking disadvantage. So, but yeah, it's a dog of pass for me, man. What do you think?
Probably another over spot, just because.
I'm already there looking at the odds. It's another worse than minus 200 for the 2.5.
Just kidding.
Try.
Just parlay all the overs and hope they hit.
No, that's on the next organization that we're going to talk about.
Probably.
All right, we're moving on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say. I'm only really interested in Tahiri and the whatever his name is, Yazid Hassanani and Moschini fight. Like the only other that's kind of interesting from like a betting perspective, in my opinion. I don't like Hassanani at all, to be honest. I don't like him at all.
No, there's something fraudulent about him.
He just doesn't know how to strike. Like his head, like everything's just too, like everything's so open. Like there's no, his striking's not good at all. Like he doesn't know how to throw a punch.
Richard has fight. The under 2.5 is plus money. I think it's because neither of them have been finished or submitted. But this Elias doesn't really have a takedown defense. So maybe if he's getting grinded on for 2.5 rounds.
What's the under in the Eid fight?
In the what? Sorry.
In the George Eid fight.
Let me check. It's not on fight odds.
Oh,
It's because it's one of the first few fights. They don't have totals for that.
yeah, damn. Okay, whatever. I almost couch played Eid last time, and he was like a massive dog and just absolutely.
Dude, I wanted to as well. I was like, this Khan guy is not good.
It's not good. He's so overrated. And if we passed and he just dunked on him.
Oh well, shit happens.
Yep.
You just have to I'm always waiting to kind of get a read on the first time I'm taping a new regional thing.
And then you miss all the value, and then they're a massive.
Exactly, and then it's like for this card where it's like I have my reads, like there's no value now. Now everyone, even the bookies has the read now, so it's like fuck. All right, Invicta. My friend said this was a waste of time, so I didn't spend too much time on it. Although a couple of people played Abigail Montez versus Jamie Edenden. I faded Edenden on Eternal FC as a huge favorite when I could still bet it on Neds. And since then, I just kind of went to check out her fights. And ultimately, I regret wasting my time taping this fight. Even Montez as a dog, I wasn't interested. This just screams split decision, and now it's basically pick'em. So no, thank you. And I taped the main event because someone in the Discord played our girl Romero. We all hit up Romero. Romero got me out of a hole that first time. And I taped it, and I'm like, this Ferreira chick is so minus EV, man. So minus EV. I haven't locked it in. I mean, she's 26. She's improving. But she beat this Hottie, by the way. Let's just appreciate the photo, Hottie. Put it in the capping process. Decision machine. No submission upside. She lost to this Russian chick who, is 5-0 now. Not bad. Or she's Canadian, whatever. Split decision. This Flor Hernandez girl is like 40 years old. That's like the only 30.
That girl's a beast who she lost to.
Yeah, she is. I know. But either way. And then that Hernandez lost her last fight as well. And then Katie Soul, man. What is she, like 37? She won the first round. Yeah, 37, what a guess. Won the first round. And the commentators are like, all right, this Ferreira girl has to do something better in round 2 and 3. Does nothing in 2, does nothing in 3. Soul actually seems to be doing better, but throws nothing. And then he goes to the decision. And then they go 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. And they give it to this Ferreira girl. And Soul is shocked, but Soul is an idiot because she barely threw anything. She just kind of let the fight go away. So this girl just does nothing, man. Even the split decision fight, this one right here, she just kind of gassed in round 2. So she's a grinder, doesn't have much striking, and that's it. This Romero, we both know her well, myself and yourself, and that's because we taped her already. And she's going to come forward. She dropped to atom weight for the first time in this last fight against Saori Oshima. We know her from Ryzen. You know her better than me.
I got her back though. I got her back.
We got her back. And just high level, 4 losses. But I mean, Fatima Klein in the UFC now, 5 rounds of getting her shit pushed in and not finished. So she survived. Eva Dirth survived. That was really competitive. I thought she was throwing around, picking up and slamming Eva Dirth. She's like kind of reminds me of a white Romero, right? White female Romero. And didn't get knocked out by Denise Gomez. Just beat all these other chicks. She's a black belt, never been finished. And she kind of has some underrated power. Not much head movement. And cardio is not the best. And this is a 5-rounder. So maybe that's why. Maybe they just think Ferreira can edge it out over 5 rounds. But Romero also seems to have a good round 3. She started to stuff more takedowns against Dirth in round 3, against Oshima in round 3, even though she seemed gassed. And I like her striking better, and I like her hardware better. But if this chick wins again, Ferreira, it's going to be through freaking weaseling for 5 rounds. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm tempted on. I only taped 2 fights on Invicta. What about you?
I can't. I want to bet Romero because this Lily girl is so minus EV, but she's just like King Weasel, and she's like really athletic when she does explode into range, and like she does kind of like have a lot of eye-catching shots and random shit that she does, and I think that kind of swings rounds. And so with how poor the scoring was in her last fight, the last thing I want to do is bet Romero and feel like I won like a clean 3-2 and it's 4-1 the other way. So I'm not touching it because I can just see some BS happening. I don't want to put myself through that. Because because we're gonna think there's value, but there's not because they're just gonna fucking mess up the cards, like because it seems like they do it seems like they definitely did in their last fight, and it seems like she gets the rub in like all of her fights with Invicta. She's definitely the A side. They definitely want her to win this fight, for obvious reasons. I don't blame them. A couple other fights on the card though. Let me see.
Yeah, no rush. I
Yeah,
agree with Moise.
it was too close. Yeah,
I know. Brandon played Sol, and he was pulling his hair out because she wasn't throwing anything. And I thought, he was probably like overreacting a little bit. People always overreact when they have a bet on it. I was watching it today really slowly. I wasn't speeding through. I was washing the dishes, so I had to watch the whole fight in detail, even though it was boring as hell. And I'm like, this girl is not throwing anything. This is going to be another split decision. And I was just shocked. The scorecards, very shocked. Sol even landed a big elbow on the break, and all the commentators, everyone acknowledged it, and that's what busted her up. And apparently that's not enough to steal a round in which nothing happens.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Can you pull back up Tapology? Because I taped a couple of these other ones that I'm interested in. A lot of these are just massive passes, though. Like Maya, that pass.
I remember Maya from Contender Series against Teresa Blader.
Yeah, what a weird fight.
I played her as a huge underdog, and she kind of got close, but not really.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad bet. She's like pretty scrappy, which I guess could help her out here against Williams, who doesn't really do anything at all.
Williams is really old, right?
Yeah, she's old. She's
35.
Yeah, she's old. She goes to split with everybody. I mean, she's good, but she's not like -2XX good with her margins. So I don't really think it's warranted, but like I don't really know if I want to play Maya. I'm considering though, to be honest, but I'm not sure. Bennett and whatever. Yeah, I don't want to think about that fight at all. It's awful. I hate to say it, but I'm actually tempted to play Sandra Lovato or whatever her name is, Lovato.
Oh no, I was gonna take that one because I know her. She does a bunch of nothing.
She has. My dog is making a.
She doesn't have her losses are not very bullish.
No, but
Shanna Young, Marzo, and Karolina Wojcik.
Those aren't bad though. I mean, this chick she's fighting hasn't beat anybody.
I just remember her almost knocking out Denise Gomez. That's all I know about Dudiela.
Yeah, all she does is kind of go hard in round one and then falls apart, which is kind of like the thing that Lovato could do would just be survive round one and then she can make it competitive, because I really don't think she's that bad, and she's like a big underdog price. This chick is coming off like, I think, having a kid. She's had a big layoff. She hardly ever fights her entire career. She's like 37.
Oh wow. I might be interested, man. I'm looking at this fucking topology. Broken by everyone. Lost a split to Mara Borello. Finished by everyone. Split wins. Karina Rodriguez split. And then Denise Gomez, which is the fight I was referencing, that was the last time she fought, 2022. And now you're telling she was pregnant. Man.
And she's old, and like Lovato's just like an exister. You know what I mean? Like she could just exist long enough to make the fight close, and she's like +1. She's like +155, 160. I mean, it's obviously when you're betting on Sandra Lovato, but like it's more so fading this chick at -200, who hasn't got a decent win in her entire freaking career.
Yeah, that's I'm definitely tempted, man. That's why we're doing the show. I wanted to have a chat and see if we can come up with something.
I mean, it's not. I think people aren't willing to do it because it's not like the prettiest bet. But at the end of the day, it's more so who I'm fading and how Lovato could have some upside. I mean, Sabina Mazo would dunk on this girl like easily. Like people hate on Sabina Mazo. I actually think she's decent.
I don't.
I'm pretty sure she went to like split with Miranda Maverick in the UFC. I think she beat JJ Aldrich in the UFC. She's got competitive UFC wins over solid WMMA fighters. Way fucking better than anything this chick done in her entire career. So I think it's not a bad loss. So yeah.
Cool.
I know. I'm thinking about it, Moise. I'm considering there's a couple fights I'm gonna dig into a little bit more because I think there's some interesting dogs that you know, and just in general for WMMA, I'm surprised there's so much steam on all these favorites because from like a skill perspective, I really don't think there's like there. I think, you know, if you watch the tape, there's a big skill perspective, but from the margins, it's not. With how bad the scoring's been in Invicta historically, it's not. So yeah, definitely some dogs I might give it a poke on.
True. My only issue is Invicta is at 9 a.m. in the morning tomorrow, so I got the chance to wake up and grind. Whereas some of these others, you know, it's while I'm sleeping. So I don't. But hey, this is I finally got something to look into. Federal FU prison. Dana White came in and just scared away Dogfather. Did he lose his internet connection or something? All right, Moyes, I agree, mate. How does Lovato get up from bottom? I think she has get-ups. She's been grinded a bunch, but she's gotten up. But I have to look into it. Gabriella disagrees. She wants a better line on Dudieva. Gabriella, never play pregnant women. We saw it on Dana White Contender Series. 50 G's, baby. What's up, mate? You got scared away from Dana? That's not real Dana White.
What the hell happened?
You tell me, bro. Dana White. All right, let's move on. We're definitely not going to be under 1 hour, so we've got 15 minutes to cover the better cards. So what do we got here? By the way, if you're listening, we've got, 23 people now, and there's a card. As a fight you want us to break down out of, six organizations? Let us know. What the hell's going on? You got 2 dog fathers. I can't even hear you. You're muted, you silly dog. Get rid of the other dog father too. What's this? Remove. All right, I'll keep the train rolling, right? So this LFA card, you know, it's all right. Did what I could. I taped Santos Verdinez versus Felipe Martinez Donis, mainly because the boy dog played it. I'll chuck him back in. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't understand why Santos Verdinez is this much of a favorite. I guess because he might have the jiu-jitsu upside. That seems to be Donis's downside. But yeah, this Donis guy is not too bad. I mean, I like his kicks. He got ran through by Matias Nader. That guy's decent enough. Got knocked out by Pacheco. But ultimately, you know, it just feels like a low-level fight. I remember when this Santos Verdinez was a big underdog a few fights ago, and I regret not playing him in prelims. And now maybe Deniz is the guy, you know, that you lock in. But yeah, I'm not feeling it. Maybe Dog can tell us what he likes about it if he's fixed his sound. No, you haven't. You haven't fixed your sound. Oh, there we go. I hear crackling.
Am I back?
You're back.
Oh, thank God.
You're back.
I just disappeared from existence. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think Verdinas is Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I just don't think Verdinas is warranted to be this big of a favorite. I was thinking about betting Verdinas in his last fight and at Pick'em, and Pierce came in and absolutely destroyed the line. Thank you very much.
Oh wow, that's a common theme, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyways, so I still bet Verdinas, but at a much worse price, and he kind of cruised because the guy he's fighting was miserable. But I just don't. The one issue for me is his loss to Queta Samuel, who is just not good at all.
He's meant to be a decent grappler though, but
yeah, that's all he's good at. But like, he's not good at MMA. And like that loss just kind of jumps out the page. Like all of his other wins are miserable. And so at the end of the day, it's like I don't understand how Verdinas is minus 300 to anybody when he hasn't really beaten anybody that's really an impressive win at all. Like I get this guy has like a 2-year layoff and, you know, et cetera, but it seems like a lot of his fights, they were like on short notice. He looks like he's in shape. He's out of shape. And to be honest, and he's been like at bantamweight and featherweight, but he's the bigger guy at face-offs, and he looks like he's in good shape for this fight. And that was kind of my concern. He actually kind of used to be like a prospect back in the day when he fought Angel Pacheco. But to me, I mean, it was more so I wanted to see the face-offs, and I wanted to see that he looked in shape. He's the bigger guy. He's got better experience. He's fought the higher level of competition. And I think the striking is close. I'm only worried about Verdinas kind of breaking him late because he has good pace, and I've seen this guy slow down a little bit. But I think he can land takedowns on Verdinas because I saw the Samuel dude do it pretty easily. And yeah, I think he can land takedowns. I think he could bank 1 and 2. And yeah, I think it just ends up being like a sloppy, low level fight. And I don't understand how Verdinas can be minus 300 when he hasn't really beaten anybody. Like that Wickback win, that's not impressive. Like that guy's not very good.
No, despite his record, I remember him being really bummy on tape.
Yeah, he's terrible. Like, and to be honest, a lot of Verdinas wins aren't really impressive anyways. So I don't really.
It's just a low level regional fight, It should be on prelims. It's interesting that it is on prelims actually. But did you know that Verdinas is moving up? That's probably why it looks smaller.
Yeah, he's fought at 45 before though.
Yeah, but his last 2 fights had no issues making
35. Yeah, he made 35 no problem. I mean, yeah, once again, like another reason why I'm kind of in on, this guy, the whatever his name is, Felipe at this line, because he's not going to have an issue with physicality. So,
you like the over 1.5? They're asking at almost minus 200.
Not for what could be like just a weird. I don't know. Like probably not. Like it seems accurate to me.
I don't like it either, to be honest. I feel like submission loss is live on both ends.
Yeah, like Felipe is good at getting a lot of round one finish. Like he could literally just take his back and choke him out. Like I would be surprised if that happens for either guy.
Yeah, and he can lose like that too. That's why I was like, I'm not interested in this. And
then
I watched Medinez's loss, and I'm like, they have the same weaknesses.
Yeah, like he could, in theory, either of them could get each other's backs and fucking run through each other early.
All right, good discussion. I might jump on it, even though I'm not really having a good read, but it makes sense. You just kind of these LFA ones. That's why I don't like this. It's like you have to assume a lot, but it's not the same. It's like different to Contender Series. All right, Alvin Hines. I mean, this is a squash match. They give him another wrestler from the Alaska scene. I think we both agree this is a squash match. Alvin Hines very aggressive. He's probably going to maul him.
The GOAT. Goozy.
The GOAT indeed.
Goozy.
Michael Blockass. I mean, I think we all played the under in his last one. Haven't taped any of these. I know I taped Asplan versus Denzel Freeman the first time, and I was leaning Freeman as a dog before their fight got scrapped, but something was stopping me. I think he can be competitive on the feet, and he's obviously got that wrestle upside. And Asplan's a bit hittable. Hasn't really fought anyone good for a fact. I know that for a fact, but he's got power. He's dynamic. He's getting better, I would say. But it was minus 200, but now it's a bit better. So people have already played Denzel. I don't really feel like playing anything there. Mitchell McKee versus this guy. I mean, why is he getting an 8 and 6, dude? What the hell are they doing? Just makes no sense. Makes no sense to me. The minus 200, under 2.5. I've lost about 3 of those on the McKee fights. Never again on these stupid wrestlers that can't finish anything. NTT, the man, live from his car. Freeman, there you go. He's probably the one that ruined the line, but
keep it coming.
He actually can't. He can't. I don't think he can ruin the line. My bad. I spoke out of term. Now, Moy's audio.
He can ruin it. He can ruin it when it's $100. He probably hit the He probably hit the 240. He probably hit the 240 opener. Good job, man. Hopefully you win $240.
Correct. So I've jumped straight to the main event because this is the fight that I'm trying to get a read on, and Moy's, he makes a good point. Bauer is plus 125. So
the twin father.
Huh?
I think you say the twin father and the giant power.
Oh yeah, that's No, he's saying that because he had two camera angles up, two things
Oh,
up.
oh! I thought he was calling these shit empowered.
No. But anyway, this is the fight that I was considering. Obviously, the line is plus 110 now, but it's a bit better on Bet365. So it's a bit hard to get a read. I kind of agreed that she lost to that Nerja. I mean, Nerja got 30-27 by Clark. Just an awful chick. So I agree, but it's like I just feel like they both have similarities. Like this Bowers also has bad wrestling. Veronica has bad wrestling. She's obviously a bit younger. Both their striking defense is average. I've seen both of them dropped. I'm just trying to get a proper accurate read on this fight. What do you think? Probably the highest level fight on this card, which is a bit strange because it's females.
This is actually a really interesting WMMA fight. Like honestly,
I agree. It is. It's good.
Yeah. I feel like both of these girls are better than Shannon Clark too. I
mean, no doubt.
Yeah.
There's not many girls Shannon Clark's better than, other than the ones that she's already beaten somehow.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, like it's a dog or pass fight. Personally, Borisova is good though. Like I actually kind of think she could be something. She just got a couple of red flags. Like for a 5-round fight, for her to gas out in like what seemed like 8 minutes as soon as there was grappling in the rep fight is like a massive red flag for her to be priced as a favorite here. So I lean Bowers. I think she's got a physicality edge. I don't mind her striking because she kind of like switches stances and darts in and out. Borisova is just kind of like a flat-footed boxer, but her boxing is kind of nice. She's got good counters, nice uppercuts, right hands, and it's pretty crisp.
Who's striking? Sorry, Bowers.
I don't mind Bowers striking for MMA.
No, it's decent. It's decent.
Yeah, Borisova is a much better boxer though. Like she's got nice hands.
She kind of just like throws.
Yeah, she kind of just like sits back and just throws overhands, but it's not bad. Yeah, I actually don't mind Bowers striking. And I think the physicality and the cardio is going to be a big issue for Borisova. Just watching the rep fight, like it's hard for me to overlook her getting completely exhausted in like round 3, and this being a 5-rounder and wanting to line up on Borisova. I think Bowers should be probably the favorite just based on the cardio dynamic and this being a 5-rounder from the little bit of data that I do have. But Borisova is pretty young. She might be making improvements. Seems like the LFA wants to give her the rub, especially with that suspect decision that they gave her in her last fight. I thought she clearly lost 2 and 3. I don't think it was like much of a debate to be honest. So that's my concern. But I think Bowers is pretty good. I think her physicality is going to be a problem here, and her cardio and pace is going to be a problem, which to me is like one of the biggest factors in WMMA. And I think she should probably be lined like a slight favorite just because of her experience. And, I just think the pace that she can push. I mean, I know Naomi Young's not the best, but she kind of just like broke her, like she was landing big on her, and Bowers kind of hits a little bit. Like she's got decent power, honestly.
She's broken a lot of girls. Like she seems to start slow. My only issue is I remember I faded her in the first fight when there was like no tape on her. That chick that sucks, the Mongolian grappler, and she got scarf hold there. I couldn't find any bottom footage. Obviously, both these girls operate on top, so that's my thing. But maybe I watched some of her amateur fights too, and maybe I just go F it, like maybe you just go. She should be the favorite on surface level anyway. Like who cares what her bottom game looks like? She probably can get up, right?
I mean, rep literally stood right up.
Well, she did in round 2. I thought round 2 she was on the bottom for a while. It's like the clearest round, I think.
No, that round wasn't clear at all because as soon as she got up, Borisova looked gassed.
Oh, that's right. And then she kind of threw a couple of punches. But that's why people are screaming robbery, because of, the old damage versus control rubbish.
Well, it was bad, though. I mean, she was, like, getting hit and, like, turning away and, not defending herself at all. And it's not your rep. Like, come on.
Hey, I thought she was good before she got rinsed by Clark somehow.
Clark, yeah.
Anyway, I'm definitely going to get on Bowers, I think. Moyes has pushed me over the edge. And if it loses, I'll just blame him.
Is he edging? Is he edging you?
No, he's not edging me. I can edge myself, thank you.
What line do you have on 365?
Plus 120.
I might
10 cents better than Bet Online.
I'm gonna wait and see what happens on this one because I think I might get something better.
Where would you get something better? It seems to be only going in one direction.
It was like 140 yesterday, and I don't know. This girl's young. I mean, there was a lot.
Yeah, yesterday. Since then it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. Unless you expect some buyback.
There was late steam on her last fight too, though, so that's why. Like a lot of these like LFA favorites, they get blown out last minute for no reason. So
yeah.
I also keep that in account that like a lot of the times if like these lines don't end up flipping, like they just go back to the favorite. So
yeah, fair enough.
I'm just gonna wait.
Good point. Yeah, we'll probably just wait for Brandon to leave us to put like 20K on the Russian. But if he faded her with rep, he's probably gonna fade her again. So I know how he thinks. All right, let's move on. It's to one more shit regional card before we get into high level Octagon, right? So
I'm gonna be honest. I barely looked at this card, so
yeah, same as me. So I'm gonna go through and see if I know anything without tape. Darragh Ward, one of my regrets. I didn't play him last time, or I think it was the under 1.5. Davies, we just spoke about Davies. They really want him to fight this junior guy. That poor guy pulled out last time, and now they want that squash match to happen. Let's see.
Amari's not bad, dude.
I know he's one of the better ones because he's got a win in his last one, right?
Yeah, he beat Ruggieri,
right? Is it a big underdog there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he knocked him out.
Yeah, but then it's just a typical freaking Italian bum. These Italians that come in with 8-0 records just fraudulent as it gets.
Ruggieri has a decent win in Cage Warriors. Can't remember who it was.
Let me have a look, shall we? Since we're probably not going to waste any time. What about this Alexander Jr. guy in the main event? Can Riley freaking run through him?
He's not bad, actually.
Got knocked out in round 3 by Mateus Soares. Let's see who that guy is.
He's good. He's LFA.
Hey, this Soares guy's not bad.
Yeah, he's good. He's solid.
Well, if he can do it, I think Riley can do it. It's set at 2.5 rounds. So
Soares hits way harder than Riley, but yeah, Riley's a much better striker than him.
Mm.
Riley's a much better fighter than him too.
Well, I didn't mind not doing this one because obviously I got a whole extra day to tape it tomorrow.
Same.
Let's see what the totals are. A couple of fights. Riley, it's still a 2.5. Gavin Hughes, Truman. I'm interested in that. I'm pretty sure Truman is beyond washed. There's got to be some squash matches. Let's see what Davies is paying. Wow, the under 1.5 rounds in Davies. Interesting, plus money.
Yeah, solid.
He got freaking Shelly out of there. Alrighty. Probably on the highest level card now for the week. So we got Octagon, Paradeiser versus Duque. Now, it breaks my heart that I couldn't go extreme in depth on the best card, but I mean, there's events that are happening tomorrow, so I had to, leave this for tomorrow. Try to find some value. So, but I've taped.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for compartmentalizing all of your time. Your time management skills are so good, Steve.
Hey, look, I'm always putting my listeners first, so I wanted to have heaps of Octagon leans for them on the show. But what do we got? I mean, Langal as a massive favorite over Corey Frey. I get it. My boy Langal, I remember I bet him as $4, and he still almost beat Torres after blowing out his knee. Corey Frey, man, this guy is good, but he's a bit of a glass cannon. But it's definitely dog a pass. Definitely dog a pass. I wish I could have taped Cartwright versus Mate Sanikidze because our boy Pierce played that line. And I regret not fading Mate so bad with this Nezard guy. Taped him last second. He's beat some decent dudes. This beat David Moon. Beat this Jacob Tichota. That one's interesting. Tichota. I mean, I know a lot of these guys. I've taped them so many times. I love Octagon. I always try to tape every single fight for Octagon. And yeah, I mean, Stein's a bit surprising that he's not a big favorite, right? A lot of hype on him. And this Tichota, I've seen him a lot in other people's tape. Obviously, Keita. This Mate guy, I heard him on the feet. But yeah, I mean, he hasn't fought in a bit. A couple of cancelled fights. And he made it 4 rounds with Keita as well. So I have to look into that one. Put it over short notice. I taped Korkmaz versus Sadari. Sadari, man, I gotta be honest. This is the same Sadari that I taped in Cage Warriors, and he just looks like a completely different fighter now. I don't know what to make of him. I get why he's the favorite, right? Korkmaz has always had issues with volume and takedown defense, and just giving up minutes on the cage. And pretty sure he was down to old mate Makhmud Muradov, but I still feel like gone.
The GOAT.
Yeah. I still feel like this is going to play out competitive, even though Sadari has those advantages, right? The takedown defense, and like he's been submitted a bunch. And Korkmaz, even though he plays jiu-jitsu too much, he has power and he's got some submissions. He's had a submitted Amikani, obviously, after he smashed his shoulder, got a heel hook, knocked out David Gallen, who traditionally is pretty durable. That was a strange knockout, right? So yeah, I mean, I just kind of feel like I'm passing on that fight. I taped this Jan Stanovitsky versus Gleb. Anyone with the name Gleb, you have to fade. Or what the hell does that even mean? He's Greek as well. So
I did not even realize this was a fight that was happening.
Man, this Jan guy, basically you can take him out super easy, and he's just getting laid on and going for a million triangle chokes, and then he just eventually gets one. So straight away, I'm like, give me a reason to fade this guard play at minus 200. But I have to dig deep on Gleb. Gleb only has one fight online, so that's kind of the state of it. And he got submitted himself, so there you go. Kalastranik is pretty cool. He's a good fighter, but he's a massive favorite. Keita versus Lagieski. Lagieski, man, has improved a bit. Didn't really see him beating old mate Vanlis. Wish I was there. Wish I was there for the fade. But I think he might have a chance, man. He's got power and he's got takedowns, but he might have chin issues. I think he has chin issues to beat Keita. And Keita's not as big of a favorite as he usually is. So, parlay piece, maybe. Muradov, man, getting an absolute wash to Scott Askham. But how serious is Muradov taking it? That Mark Ducey's fight, that was a bad look for the first 7.5 minutes for Askham. I remember I played him against Khalidov. 36-year-old Khalidov. What is he? Isn't he like 41 actually?
Yeah, he's even older now, yeah.
He's 44 years old.
Yeah.
And you let this man run through you, Scott. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable, dude. That was one of my worst bets.
Khalidov's on some different serum though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's still losing and stuff, and then Scott that was Scott coming back off like spine surgery or some shit. Like he was very washed, very injury prone himself. And then Ronald, I mean, a big favorite. He's always had issues with takedown defense, so that's the thing. This Duque guy, quite a good underdog, to be honest.
I know, I like him too.
Quite a good underdog. I mean, Machaev, that's an impressive performance, man. I remember heaps of people playing Grabinski against him. Grabinski, an absolute bum. I wish I faded him. It's split. So, I mean, I don't know what to make of this card. It's a really high-level card. I think we all agree on that. But just from a betting perspective, I don't have much at the moment. Jack Cartwright is now pick 'em. Maybe I go on the other side, fade Pierce. We'll see. Nothing other than maybe more of a parlay piece. But
is the Kolasnik fight canceled?
Not according to Topology.
I wanted to bet Kolasnik at like minus 160 actually.
Yeah, what's this John guy good at? He's just a wild.
He's so bad.
37. I mean, he submitted Youngworth.
Who? Kolasnik?
No, the Greek.
Oh, really? I think he's pretty bad.
Just recently, yeah, Kimura him. Obviously, getting knocked out by Delato means nothing. Yeah, he ate shit there. Oh, he's bad, man. He's getting finished by everyone. You're right.
Yeah.
Ekteling, Ohalov. Got minus 200. I remember I actually tried to fade Kalashnik last time.
I think a bunch of you guys did.
Liam Etibar, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bit shinny. There's always value there, man. Octagon is good for value, but I have to dig in some deeper.
Yeah, I mean, my only concern with Kolasnik is his chin and just him being kind of soy.
Yeah.
But This guy, I don't think's the one to do it to him.
Yeah. Let me just. I don't even remember Muradov's career before he left the UFC.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's right. Barbarena, where he dropped him like 17 times.
And then
And
tried to
then,
wrestle him.
and then that no contest against Kizria, which was like, I just wanted to see who was right because the whole world was split on that fight. Oh, well.
Oh, and then the Caio Barajo fight, which was actually really competitive.
Yeah, man, he almost did it. He almost did it.
Crazy in hindsight that they released him.
Well, there's probably something behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
yeah, for sure. There always is.
Here we go, Moise Audio. Bonanza smash time. I guess that's the one. The only person to win a round versus Sabrina de Souza.
What? Who the hell is that?
Bolanda. The chick that's fighting.
No, I know. Who's just Sabrina de Souza? She's some IMAAF chick.
I don't know, but Moise is pretty good with his regionals, so I trust him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's some IMAAF girl.
Do you have any bets on this card so far? Orleans?
On Octagon?
Mm-mm.
I kind of like Sardari, to be honest. I think he's just more reliable to do more. And I don't know what type of upside Korkmaz has in this fight besides like I don't
KO
know.
or something.
Yeah, like a meme KO or like a split decision. And I don't give him a lot of KO equity, you know. So
what about if he defends a takedown by doing an inverted suplex and then his opponent keeps holding onto the leg and then pops his shoulder out? Is that some equity for Korkmaz?
I think I capped that at like 0.69%.
Yeah. He probably hit that condition in his last fight. It's not going to happen for another 100 years.
Yeah. At least 0.69%.
Nice. All right. So, big body. Much love. Going to Invicta tomorrow live. Man.
Yo.
Take something to keep awake, please.
Big body, can you tell me what Lily smells like, please?
Yeah. Enjoy all the decisions. There's gonna be a lot of toilet breaks, I guess. Hewitt getting black tomorrow. Well, it's highly likely and highly possible.
Wow. Pick'em and his win condition is doing that. Oh no.
Hey, at least we got CLE, mate. At least we got CLE. Breakdown Asplan versus Freeman. Did we do that?
I can break it down really quick because I actually want to bet on.
Yeah, you do. So like, give it a crack.
I really just don't think Freeman's gonna have the athleticism to be able to hang with Asplund over 3.
What do you mean? That he's only one of those guys is black, and it's Freeman.
Well, he's not athletic. He made Isaiah Pinson look like Michael Jordan out there.
Pinson's an NFL guy. He's quite athletic himself, actually.
Yeah, so is Asplund. Asplund's pretty athletic for a white man.
He's got good quick hands. I'll give him that.
Yeah. Well, that's what was giving Freeman the most issues was like the straight shots of Pinson. Now I know that Asplund isn't as I don't know. I really don't think Pinson's that good, to be honest. Personally, so I think
I like him.
Yeah, he's fine. I mean,
for a guy with just made his pro debut and stuff with no MMA training.
Yeah, but I think him and Asplund kind of share some similarities. They're like pretty athletic strikers, and I don't know. I think he's younger. I think he's improving.
Cool. Just booted himself again.
Hey, no, you just kicked me out. I'm sitting here doing nothing.
I didn't kick you out, man. I wasn't even touching the laptop.
That's crazy. My hands are like not even near my screen. But I think Freeman's pretty low volume. I think his upside is like wrestling and like hitting takedowns on Asplund, and we don't even know how bad or good Asplund is at grappling. Like he could easily just stuff and easily out volume Freeman or knock him out. So I lean Asplund at the line at -150. I think he's got all the upside here. What's Freeman gonna do? Knock him out? No, his striking is awful. Like
that's not that bad. He's knocked out a couple of people, and he's hurt a few people with his head kicks.
It's terrible. His striking.
Arslan is quite hittable though. That's the issue. Remember, he's
Yeah.
getting busted up by those bums in LFA. He's like he's bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, Larry Gonzalez fight.
Mm.
But he dropped Gonzalez like 2 or 3 times and kind of like went for the finish and got tired and a little sloppy. But yeah, I don't really like Freeman.
Cool.
Yeah, I know Belander. Yeah, she's good. I'm actually tempted on her as a dog against Pudilova because Pudilova is so bad on bottom and she's on short notice, and Belander's kind of scrappy. But I haven't seen enough tape of her on bottom. Is my concern. So.
We have to, man. We Pudilova at favorite odds. If this chick has a pulse, like we have to.
I mean, she does. So we might have to. I don't mind her. She's pretty scrappy. The issue is I don't think she's hit. I don't know if she's gonna hit takedowns because all she does is judo. Like she doesn't wrestle. Like if she knew how to shoot a takedown, I would be playing her. But she does. She just judo throws. That's it.
We'll look into it. We'll look into it. I'll type it. I'll let the boys know.
Boys, we'll look at it.
JJ, any good overs for Octagon? I wish I could tell you, my friend, but I never have any totals on Octagon. So
if we did, we'd tell you, but I don't. There aren't any.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say if we did, we wouldn't tell you because that's the case.
Yeah, I don't get them.
So how about this? So before we go, I've taped this main event.
Wow! Look at you.
Kumbach Ululu versus Tutarauli, and I was going to do the co-main because obviously we know our boy Blyden.
The GOAT.
I tell you what, first time watching this Ululu guy, he's pretty good, man. He's pretty good. Like he makes mistakes, he loses the back a lot. He can be taken down himself. He gives his back as well, almost rear naked choked by Magomedov. So it's just ape versus ape, I guess. And Tarauli is Tatarouli, always forget his name. He's just a massive ape, man. Absolute ape. And his striking just throws hooks. Weird, like left and right hooks, but it works. If he just strikes with this guy and keeps it on the feet and saves his energy for rounds 3, 4, 5, kind of like he did against Andre Augusto, the Brazilian that just beat Bungard and Cage Warriors on short notice.
Did you say Bungard or Bumgard?
Well, whoever the Scottish guy is in Cage Warriors, the Scottish bum.
Bumgard.
Bumgard. Oh, okay, that's all. I didn't even know what you were saying.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, but he actually fought this Augusto guard for featherweight. I had no idea, and that's wild. Now he's coming back up to lightweight, so I think he has some value, man, on the Lulu. But I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I think Lulu's like going to edge it. He just seems like just a beast, man. Like seems to have a good chin, good power, good ground and pound. Like impossible to submit, even though he puts himself in subs. I always have issues trusting Raul. He's just like so one-dimensional and just like dives headfirst into submissions and stuff.
To arm bars.
Yeah, everything, man. And then somehow when I didn't play him against Held as an underdog, he just
don't remind me because I thought he was gonna get armbarred.
I thought he was gonna get heel hooked, but my gut was screaming, play him anyway. It's $2.50, and I should have listened to the gut because it was one of those, if he doesn't get submitted, he wins. Just like Hewitt, if he doesn't get knocked out, he wins.
Yeah.
So you kind of just have to. Anyway.
You have to just suck it up and play it.
Yeah. Oh, well, shit happened. So I'm passing on that. I don't know if you taped it.
No, I didn't even know this card existed. I'm sure there's plenty of folks on this card already on Bet MMA tips, but they're probably still $100 limits. So I'm sure NTT already has a play on this.
Nice. Do you have anything to add before we go? You got any hidden plays? You got any? We also have Fury this week, and we also have CFFC, but I just did not want to talk about those because
I taped CFFTA. I have nothing to say, and then Fury. There's a couple. There's a spot that I got that I like, but there's still small limits, so I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, so it's actually we got odds on Bet Online?
Yeah, we have odds.
I know Toro. I wish I faded Toro last time. 2 fights ago against that black guy.
Oh, with Diggs, yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. That was another one of those, I'm taping Fury for the first time. Let me just see if my lean is right, and it was, but it's like too late.
Yeah, then Diggs comes out and you're like, holy shit, this guy's a beast.
Yeah, fucking 30-27s them, and it's like, oh, nice, cool. Feels good to be right and have no money for it.
And then he was minus, and I played him at minus 200 his next fight.
He's just a very good, good IQ.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I mean, why is Jacob Silva fighting for the title against Garul? Is that the state of flyweight? He lost his last fight. What the hell? Where's this Harvey guy that beat him? Why isn't he getting a title shot?
Who beat him?
Shamik Harvey.
Oh, Shamik just fought recently. He's a Charlotte guy.
Why isn't he fighting for the title? Just so strange.
Because I think he fought Paris Moran for the belt recently and lost.
Shamik. Oh, that's right. He lost and then he beat Jacob Silva, and now he just last week he beat David Wilson with guillotine.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, well, he'll be back, I guess.
Yeah, Shamik did a great job. He was competing with Moran over 5.
All right, what do we got here? Crystal. Sadari almost finished Keita last fight, round 3, and Keita was getting hurt bad, so might fade Keita and get on the Sadari train. I wouldn't rush to fade Keita just like that, man, just because he got clipped by Sadari. But hey, you might be right. You never know. Yeah, there was a time when Keita lost via toe injury in the first round, so anything's possible.
Yeah. I mean, Legursky in theory is his biggest test,
Oh, 100%. This kid is good. He's come a long way since getting 10-8'd and finished by Szymanski in KSW with 0 get-ups. At that fight, every time I tape that fight, I just want to pass and not touch him at all. You just kind of have to it's weird. MMA, some people say don't overtape, don't overthink things. But then if you tape that fight, and if you don't tape another 5 of his fights, then you won't realize that that's kind of just an outlier, Sometimes you have to do the whole career to see that that's never happened ever again. So, and I feel like Keita as well. Who else has hurt him like Sadari? Keita just he's been taking damage from Ronnie and at lightweight, and he just doesn't react to anything.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing though, because you have to take it upon yourself to be is this a trend or is this an outlier? And I think a lot of times, especially with the UFC or regionals, folks will go and be oh, this guy sucks. It happens on Contender Series all the time. It's oh, fighter X was wrestling Pulayev, so Liam Anderson's going to hit takedowns. Well, did you know that Liam Anderson is a dog shit wrestler? So you shouldn't be betting him at the chalk. But you know what I mean? I think people come to too many conclusions a lot of times, and I like to keep it open-ended. So
true, but also it gives us better lines because obviously bookies take it into account as well a lot of the time.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that could.
And we need that.
Yeah,
we need it recently. It's been hard to find clear, obvious value recently. So I'll take some random outlier that throws the bookies off and gives us a better line every now and then.
Yep.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, I think I'll take it 9 out of. I think I try to take it 10 out of 10 times because there's always value. You know what I mean? Even if it is a trend.
How about this? I was going to ask you, but I forgot.
What?
We got some parlay pieces in between freaking 7 fights. 7
we do.
cards.
We do.
What do we got? You got anything?
Jukic and Invicta.
Oh no.
Yep.
Jesus. Okay.
Why
is she such a lock at $1.22?
Because she's fighting a girl who's coming back after cancer after 2 years.
I heard that, but I mean, what? Does she have cancer right now?
No, but Jukic is good.
Is she compromised just because she's recovered from cancer? You never know.
I mean, I also think
Aaron Abbey won the Octagon. He's fought for the title after surviving leukemia.
Yeah, that was impressive. But he also got his ass. So
this favela girl seems trash, but I know Juki she's not that great. I know for a fact that she's not great.
She is not great. Cancer or not, she's not great.
Okay, she seems pretty bad, and just looking at wiki capping makes me not want to tape either of these girls.
It's not worth it.
What else we got? What's other parlay piece? I got a couple in LFA, but
I honestly haven't thought about parlay pieces. That's not really my thing, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If they're locks, they're locks. I'm just trying to make some quick money.
If
Abby
I,
Montez, I said I'm not touching Abby Montez at all. Fuck that.
you know me, I don't parlay. I just play the massive juice if it's there.
Point fighter fights at range Dudich. Yeah, I know her. I taped her for her last fight, and I just left thinking she's an absolute bum. All right, that'll do it, man. Almost 1 hour, 30 minutes. We get a lot of leans when there's no UFC. Hopefully, people appreciate it.
Whew.
I need to get some bets on, right? Before Cage Warrior starts tomorrow.
Anything
to plug?
I gotta tape. I gotta tape Invicta again. I'm not gonna tape anything for LFA. I'm just gonna wait see what happens with the Aspen line and see what happens with the Bowers line. That's it for LFA, and then 2 bets on Cage Warriors. I don't know if you talked about the Ariano fight, but Ariano is a little tempting.
Which Ariano? Which thing?
The first card, 177, Nel Ariano. He's an interesting underdog to me.
Ariano, where is he? Oh no, I haven't. Like I mentioned that I don't know anything about these prelim fighters, and I have a bit of tape to suss them out.
Okay. Yeah,
I know Juan Ariste, and that's about it. And then the rest I have to I look into Ariano. Oh, didn't you already play this guy?
No, not yet.
Or you wanted to play him?
Not yet. I'm waiting. Yeah.
No, I mean like when he made his debut, and I think you were regretting passing or something.
Yes. I was regretting passing on him, and yeah.
I remember. I taped him, but I was like, this is some low level shit.
Well, I think it's one of these guys who it's like in IMAAF he's facing really high level of competition at heavyweight, and it's 205, and the dude who he's fighting is fighting UK bombs at 205. So I think people are, mixing the pot a little too bit on what they see on tape versus what actually is happening, because Nell's the bigger guy. So
always agrees with you.
Yeah. He would, the other guy's unproven, and the way he fights is not a good style for a 5-minute pro round. I know a lot of these handicappers don't think about that, but like transitioning from amateurs to pro, a 5-minute round is a big difference.
Sure is.
Especially if you have no process.
All right, let's kick it. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. Thanks for doing the show with me. Peace out.